A fashion history, an exchange between two enemies. Cambodia, a country enriched with the shadows of the past, casting the exchange between enemies, creating its uniqueness and establishing a prominent basis of its culture. As a Southeast Asian country, Cambodia relies mostly on agriculture and rice farming, due to the sufficient amount of rain received each year. In the past, rice farming was mostly done by men. This enables the family to thrive. On the other hand, weaving was mostly practiced by women. This encourages the development of Khmer clothing culture. Silk is a highly prized fabric, which originated in the Han Dynasty of China, made its way to Khmer Empire through trades of silk rope, created by the protein produced by a specific breed of worm, spinning into a cocoon. Silk production has traditionally been used for textiles serving two major purposes, as hangings and canopies employed in Buddhist temples. They may be plain or patterned by the method of weft hole. Traditional textiles include pamuang, samput tabak,និងសំពត់សារបាក់ samput hole, one jangban or amloy style, និង sarong each type with its own dedicated role in the society. The time period when Cambodia has reached its highest peak in history, the Angkor Empire. Angkor Wat was filled with prosperous people, enrichments of cultures, loaded with crops and filled with creativity. Clothing and fashion was a part of an exchange exploration for the country. Archaeologists have uncovered bronze artifacts as they found sites from Thailand and China. They have depicted those costumes from the stone and bronze images with those artifacts that survived through the harsh climate and ravages of insect invasions. Angkor Wat, Bayon, and the Prom Temple was a tremendous sight to depict those bas-reliefs. As the archaeologist was researching about the bas-reliefs, they had also discovered the daily life and the culture of Cambodians. In the bas-reliefs, it had shown that everybody, male and female, elite and peasant, wear hip wrappers. People did not wear any upper body garments except as protective garments for warriors. There were two types or principal forms of hip wrappers. They were samput jangban and samput. The word samput means skirt in Khmer, but there is a difference between samput and samput jangban. Samput jangban is a rectangular piece of cloth measuring 3 meters long and 1 meters wide. It is worn by wrapping around the waist and twisting the end together, then pulling the twisted fabrics through the leg and tucking it in the back of the waist. In addition, Zhou Daquan had discovered Cambodian luxurious clothing in the past. He described it as dark-colored, damash-like cloth, a rich pattern fabric of cotton, silk, linen, or wool, woven by Siamese weavers for Khmer use. The fabric is rich and sheer, a type of fabric that is kind of thin and a bit transparent, that is valued same as ounces of gold. In addition, the cloth color red and green was used for parasols, a type of umbrella that is light, representing royalty. Furthermore, Daquan had also noticed that the cloth that was woven by the hill tribes was known as the best of all patterns. In the pre-Angkorian period, plain or simple wrapped, striped length of cloths were used. Soon after, in the 10th century, a number of new styles had entered. Following by the 12th and the 13th century, cloth was patterned and random patterned with floral motifs and was highly favored. Soon after, the golden age of the Angkorian period came to an end. The Siamese influence on Cambodian culture had begun. In 1874, Frank Whitson, an American traveler, also did an observation of the royal and peasant outfits. Features of Elite's outfit could be traced back to the Angkorian period. The upper body garments that were introduced by the Siamese became a part of their costumes in the mid-19th century. Upper body garments stood out in the Angkorian period as a result of Siamese influence in parts of urban and court costume by the mid-19th century. Moreover, the close connection between Cambodian and Siamese royal courts, politically, culturally, and through shared religions, helped structure the Cambodian court style in the early 19th century. These costumes exemplified characteristics of those who had worn them at the end of Siamese period and the early of subsequent Ratanakosin period.